Let's bring in California GOP Chairwoman Jessica Millan Patterson and RNC Deputy Director of Hispanic Communications, Bianca Rodriguez. Thank you both for coming on. Bianca, to you first. Here it is. I mean, this is the shock poll. This is the USA Today Suffolk poll. It's on Hispanic voters, and look at the numbers. You have in August, Harris was at 53%. Today, she's at 38%. Trump was at 37% in August. Today, he's at 49% of the Hispanic vote. That's a 27% swing, Bianca, in 45 days.
It's incredible. I mean, we're seeing historic inroads within our community, and it's the reason because Donald Trump is focusing on the topics and the issues that matter most to our community. Meanwhile, we have Kamala Harris, Kamala, by the way, pandering to our community, thinking that all we care about are the same issues and talking about racism, when in reality, the only racist individuals right now include Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. And considering our vote simply for cheap labor and trying to continue promoting illegal immigration, taxpayer-funded sex changes for illegal migrants, for minors. It's so many extreme things and policies that Latinos do not stand for.
Yeah, and Jessica Millan Patterson, to you now, because I want to take you back about 8 years. This is 2016. Here's what some of the liberal pundits on MSNBC were saying about the Latino vote.
No one has come up with a mathematical route to the presidency that allows you to have that kind of negative number with Latino voters.
Instead, what he's doing is actively repelling those people, actively making those people not want to vote for him.
They were laughing at Trump back then because he wasn't getting that kind of Latino vote, and now he is. And when you say, oh, mathematically, it's not going to work out, that's a big problem for the Democratic Party.
Absolutely, especially when you see this trend. And it's been going on for several years now with the Republican Party. We've seen the investment that the RNC has made in community centers, like right here in California. I'm going to give you a couple examples. Congressional members like Mike Garcia, he saw an 18-point swing amongst Latino voters from 2020 to the 22 election cycle. David Valadao saw a 16-point swing amongst Latino voters. Latinos are a road back to sanity, and President Trump being with Latino business leaders today in Miami was a big deal.
Yeah, and speaking of a big deal, Bianca, the early voting numbers are coming in, and they are surprising a lot of people. Here's what Democratic operative Mark Halperin had to say about that. Watch.
If the early vote numbers stay the way they are, and that's a big if these numbers hold up in the states where we can understand even partially what the data is like, we'll know that Donald Trump's going to be president on Election Day.
I mean, in Georgia, the numbers have more than doubled in the early going, Bianca.
That's right. And in Miami-Dade County, we are seeing record numbers as well of, Hispanics going out to vote. And this is just not your typical election. And that's been made clear. There's at least 2 out of 3 Latinos are either Protestant or Catholic. They are also realizing that the Democrat Party no longer stands for Christian values. And they're looking for the Republican Party to defend that. We've already seen that in different rallies with J.D. Vance. Somebody yelled, "Christ is King." And he said, yes, that is correct. Christ is King. Meanwhile, we see the complete opposite from Kamala going, no, you're at the wrong rally. That's not the type of values that Latinos stand for, and they're hearing and they're watching very clearly, and that's why they're going out to vote in record droves.
And nobody has pushed harder for this early vote and people to get their votes in than you, Jessica. I mean, are you surprised by this? When you look at Georgia, you look at some of these numbers, are you thinking, wow? Or are you thinking, yeah, I thought?
No, I think that we were all hoping that we would get to this point, and we're glad that it's happening. But when you're watching the numbers in Nevada, for example, there has never been a time where Republicans were competitive on that early vote as they are right now. Our chairman, Michael McDonald, has done a phenomenal job with the ground game, and that's what's going to make a difference. All of these races are going to be decided by a few key states, and it is going to be the special teams. That's the grassroots getting out the vote, and that's what's going to make a difference.
Jessica Millan Patterson, Bianca Rodriguez, thank you both for coming on.